Merch Minds Podcast, episode 114. My name is Glenn, YouTube channel Hustler Hacks. Yong is here. This is our third attempt for episode 114. Technical difficulties last week. We tried again a little bit earlier. Didn't happen. 114 is just giving us a lot of problems.
Dude, you have more issues than Time Magazine.
Lame. Look at this guy with his jokes.
Hey, I'm also available for birthdays, retirement parties, all that.
You're almost there to the retirement party on your own. So,
Look who's got jokes now. Huh? We got Joker hacks here.
So last week, we were like I was talking about, we did record, and then we had some stuff. I was like, I don't know, it was okay. We only want the highest quality here, the best quality on this podcast. So now this is what we're doing, and Yong has a couple of things we're going to talk about today. Actually, this is probably going to be the most random episode, but in a good way.
Man.
In a good way. So where'd you come back from? First off.
I was down the coast about 3 hours south of here, small little beach town, San Luis Obispo. Some friends and I went down there, rented an Airbnb. We went fishing. We barbecued oysters. Just spent a few days away from Silicon Valley. Just get away from the rat race. Go down there to relax and enjoy the beach.
Oh, the rat race. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Mr. Hustler Hacks.
Did you meet any ladies out there?
Man, it's a small little beach town, man. The only thing that I met was a damn seal. Although that seal did look pretty good.
Did you take a selfie with the seal?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we went down there, and it's like I was saying earlier before we went on air, I literally just got back like maybe 20, 25 minutes ago. So
okay. So merch, did we talk about this last time as far as like merch news on February 1st to like increase your EU merch sales with sponsored ads? Did we talk about that?
I don't know. What does it say?
That they have a webinar coming up in 2 days.
I don't think you talked about that.
Okay. We'll start off with the merch news and then we'll get into the numbers. Join us in 2 days on the 13th for our intro EU webinar and live Q&A by Amazon Advertising. This webinar will demonstrate how to request EU advertising accounts and launch your first campaigns in UK in minutes with specific tips and tricks for merch content creators. Register for this Merch EU 101 webinar for blah, blah, blah. Here it is. And you can sign up in 2 days from now.
Cool.
Did you sign up?
I have not signed up, but I will be here shortly after the show.
Okay. Have you been running ads, period, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Have they been successful ads?
They're a hit or miss. Like I said, you just gotta test them out.
But are you pouring money into this, like, quite a bit?
Am I putting money into it?
No, like, a lot of money, though.
Oh, no, man. I'm just one of those guys who's just testing out AMS. Like, I am not by far like the AMS expert. So whatever designs that I feel would sell, I'm just adding money to it and running ads to the shirt and see if they sell.
Okay, so playing it safe.
Yeah, I'm playing it safe. I'm being very conservative. But yeah, I've seen some results.
Okay. Let's talk about the numbers. Also want to talk about, it was kind of a little bit from last episode, the episode that didn't get published, but we talked a little bit about just paying designers and expenses and things like that. And I was telling Yong that I just feel like whenever not just only us, but in general, when I hear a lot of talk about merch and numbers, and even when people's posting like, screenshots, this is what they're doing, this is how they're doing. I mean, we never really get the full effect as like, here's how much I'm paying for designers. This is like my final payout. Like, it's all about, hey, product sold, here's my royalties. But there's a lot more that goes into that. But I'll start off with my numbers. Last 7 days, 130 products sold, 4 returns, so which is good. They went down a little bit, and estimated royalties $436.94.
Okay. How many returns did you have?
Only 4
Only
this
4?
time, but last time I think I had like 13 returns or something. And I
Okay.
think today I sold 2 hoodies, so there we go.
Nice. Nice.
And the rest, mostly shirts. Don't pop sockets. It's only once in a while, and that seems to be what that's 11 days in February. So I'll talk about last month right now, but February 11 days in.
Okay. Let's see. My last 7 days, 99 products sold, 8 returns. Product purchases, $1,979.12. Estimated royalty, $393.21. And I'll be completely honest with you, I can't remember because it's been a couple of weeks now. I can't remember if my numbers went up or down. My guess is they probably went down from the last time we did the show.
Mhm.
But I mean, it doesn't surprise me, right? I mean, Q4 is officially over. I mean, this is the time of the year where things don't sell as well. Granted, we have St. Patty's Day coming up, which, from my understanding, a lot of people do really good, including myself. So I'm looking forward to that. And now, if you want to see some real slow sales, wait till June. Oh my gosh,
You're giving people a lot of hope.
I am. I'm just being real. What do you want me to say? Say, oh man, June's gonna be great.
We like get as many uploads as possible before June. So at least by default, you could just have so many shirts live that hopefully you get some sort of royalties in there. So I was looking at January though, and I mean it was okay. It looks like my final, I guess, payout for January is a little bit over $1,200. Last January I actually did better because for some reason I guess the royalty payout was later or something. I don't know what happened last January or why it was way better last January than this January. And then we didn't see any of the royalty part from last December. Like I didn't see anything new. Well, I guess we won't really know until we get this payout. But
Well, didn't we have some issue with the payout? Like, weren't people complaining, including myself, that our December payout wasn't full? So apparently, a portion of it's going to be paid out this month, this
yeah,
coming month.
so that's what we're gonna double check, and everybody else that's listening can double check on that. So right now it looks like a little bit over 1,200 that I could see as far as like products sold. But then if I get some left over from last December added onto this, that will help.
What are you
So
guessing? Around in 1,800, if you were to guess?
yeah, because I think I was short like $500 or $600 or something.
I think I was short about $20,000.
So let's see what happens. I gotta remember too and keep track because I wonder if Amazon are just trying to let that slide a little bit and see if anybody notices.
We sound like they're just playing dumb, like we're gonna forget.
Yeah, like nothing to see here, folks. You
Oh,
guys
they're
got your
just trying to
payout. We're on to the next month.
they're trying to pull a fast one. No, are you kidding me? With so many people doing merch by Amazon, nah, people are not gonna forget. Um, but yeah, man, I can't believe February is already here, man. Seems like this year is just going by super fast. Let's see, we have Valentine's coming up here within the next week or two. Actually, no, it's coming up this week, right?
This Thursday, so we got like
Jeez.
3 days, and that's why also like I saw like a small spike, probably like the last like 9-10 days or so, and then now it definitely went because I was at like 500 something range, and then it went down. Now my numbers are a little bit down near the what? I said 400 something. I haven't sold any of the Valentine's Day shirts today or yesterday, so
I've never done well with Valentine's.
oh, okay.
Um, and you know what? After 3 years of making Valentine's designs, I don't think I'm gonna do any more designs for Valentine's in the future. Let's see. So we have Valentine's coming up, Mardi Gras, and then
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day is in March.
Easter doesn't really do that great for sure.
Easter never did well for me. Let's see, it's always the drinking holidays, right? So St. Patty's Day, Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I'm thinking maybe 4th of July. People barbecue and drink beers. Um, so I think those are things that I'm going to be focusing on here um, for the next couple of weeks.
People that really ride out the holidays, I mean, they do well, but then when there's like no holidays coming up for a while, that's where see people like really struggling because,
Yeah,
and I think that's also when you see people kind of not necessarily brag the most, but come out of nowhere with screenshots, be like, "Oh man, I'm doing well." That's mostly, I mean, if they really caught on a good holiday and a really good trendy shirt that was selling good, they're gonna ride that out, and then it's like disappear because there's nothing to look forward to, and then your regular organic shirts throughout the year have to do good to keep those numbers going, and so you see people kind of a little mixed.
yeah. Well, I mean that's why you have to focus on uh, evergreen designs, evergreen topics, niches, niches. I don't know I still don't know how to pronounce that damn word. So yeah, I mean, just focus on those things, and hopefully, those will take off. I mean, look, and then there's politics. Politics is just year round, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, something always happens. People say something, people do something. So politics, you guys can get into politics, but um, it's definitely getting harder. There's definitely a slowdown here. I'm noticing it. Glenn's noticing it, and talking to RJ and both Matts, those guys are also experiencing a slowdown. So, but they're also working on other things. So, I know Matt Sheeran is really focusing on his Etsy store. So,
And speaking of politics, so Donald Trump is actually in El Paso right now.
did you go? Are you gonna go see him?
I think he's supposed to be here at 7. And no, I'm not gonna go see him.
Why not, man? You'd be like, "Yo, Hustler Hacks here."
Yeah, it's actually even when Obama came one time, like I didn't go. I didn't go to that one, and I'm not going to this one. Instead, I'm here recording the podcast. How about that?
Do you even vote?
We're not talking about who mentioned politics. You know what? We're not talking about politics right now.
He doesn't vote, people.
That I did not say I do not
He
vote.
doesn't vote. Look, he couldn't even answer my question. It's a simple yes or no question. He doesn't vote. That's
And so
okay though. I'm not going to judge you. I'll let the public judge you.
when and so when Trump said he was going to be here, people had like a GoFundMe to fly in or drive in. I don't even know, some like huge like baby Trump like blow up thing where he looks like a big baby. And so they did that, and now it's here.
I think I've seen that.
It's
That
like
blow up.
random. I was like, I don't know. I guess because people are mixed on Trump because he said El Paso was like super dangerous, and then now we're the safest city now because of the wall they built in
Nah, dude.
2008.
Nah. I believe Trump. Look, I've been to El Paso. Every time I go there, I feel threatened.
Threatened.
I'll never go back again.
So random news. Just threw that out there.
But yeah, but what's going on with merch, man? So one of the things that Matt asked me was, are you back into doing merch again yesterday? And I said, yeah. He's supposedly he quit working for his folks now, and he's full time hustler hacks now, and supposedly he has a schedule down. Is that still the case?
Yes, sir.
So tell us about your schedule, man.
All right, so my schedule is kind of
Like what are
going.
you doing? Like when do you do your research? When do you design? When do you upload?
Um, so last week, or actually the last, let's see, when did I really start to get into it? I think I got like what, 5 weeks ago. So I started off with like the basic schedule, which was Monday research day, pretty much just coming up with ideas,
Tough
and then
Monday.
throw it all into TM Hunt for trademark stuff, and make sure everything's fine. So my goal really is to try to at least get like 100 ideas.
Okay.
Because I started following some of Yong's advice, which, like I said, I'm not too thrilled to say, and I'm making
Why?
variations of every design. So I have a hoodie now, and I have a white, on a white or lighter type of version, and then I have like on a darker type of version for either the shirt and the hoodie. So really, one design turns into 4 designs.
Okay.
So my main goal there is to just try to get like 4 versions for everyone. And originally my idea was like, all right, 250 designs a week, but that includes the variations, so it kind of made that a little weird because it wasn't really like officially 250. It was less than that because of the variation part. So now I'm just kind of like, if I get 250 in total to upload, cool, but if I get more, that's even better. So after Monday, Tuesday design, I'll pretty much just design as many as I can, and then Wednesday I'll continue the design part, and then I just save them all at once. So really, like, while I used to like do separate days where I was like, I'd finish the design, I have them all there like vectored out and laid out, and then I'll like one by one save them all. Now
Mhm.
I'm just like, once I'm done designing it, I'm just gonna save it, here's one color, and then save it for the next color, save it for the hoodie part, and save it for the next hoodie part. And then, all right, on to the next design, and then save them, and then another design, save them. So that's been kind of helping me, I guess, try to get through them a little bit quicker. So pretty much then and now, I'll just do those till Thursday. I'll finish whatever we have left, and then Friday, I pretty much just try to upload all of them all at once, so I don't have to like really think about anything else and try to design and come up with ideas. So save them all at once or upload them all at once, and then we're done. So
Okay. And the wife, I know you mentioned, and correct me if I'm wrong, the wife is not involved with merch. She's more
no,
involved with eBay, right?
yeah, she's mostly involved with eBay. And here's another thing too: is like, so I mentioned to her like a little bit.
Get your ass together. I want to fire you.
Well, she's been taking all the photos and doing that, and I was like, all right. And then I mentioned to her like, there's also another platform, Amazon FBA,
Mhm.
if you want to do retail arbitrage and stuff like that, and explaining it to her, even though she'd seen me kind of do it before, but didn't really know everything about it. And she's like, well, at least I can try it. Like, I want to see, putting, like labeling it in, like scanning them, checking for prices, labeling them, sending
Oh
them
man.
out. And I'm like, oh man, well, as long as I don't have to do all that, then I'm fine. I can help out with the mostly with like sourcing part, but and
Well,
actually dropping them off at
sourcing
UPS.
is always fun, right? That's always the fun part,
It is.
right? Because you're basically shopping, right?
Yeah.
It's when you start slapping labels on, trying to find the right box that goes to the Phoenix warehouse or this warehouse. It's just, and if you guys never done Amazon FBA, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, it's a pain in the ass. It's not a hard, it's not difficult, but it's the best way that I can explain it is it's like the FBA version of KDP, right?
Yeah.
It's easy, but it's just a tedious freaking process, right? And after a while, it just gets really old, and it just becomes like a like one of those errands that you just hate doing.
Well, here's the thing: is I think that so good thing. I mean, we brought up retail art before we go back to the merch part. I mean, I know this is long, but so there was an article. I was telling you about it.
Mhm.
Washington Post and Chris Green, they mentioned that, and Retail Arb, and they talk about like a couple that has been doing that, and retail arbitrage have been doing good, and this is how much they kind of make after fees and all that. I don't know how much it said they make per year. I totally forgot. I should probably try to find that article, but I don't want my computer to freeze like I did earlier. But they make a certain amount of money and everything, but people, I think they get this perception that everything is technically going to be kind of easy. Merch, FBA, eBay, YouTube, podcast, all of these things, right? Because they see articles or they read things, but at the same time, the realistic part is like when you go deeper, I think, into someone's channel. I try to explain like how realistic it is, but FBA, I mean, there's just so much competition, just like there is on merch. I mean, there's competition for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think really when we start, people want to find for FBA those like items that are fast moving replenishables with low competition,
Sure, sure.
which
Yeah,
is extremely difficult.
the reason I was laughing is because we were just talking about this over the weekend. Some friends and I, because they know what I do, right? They know that I do the podcast with you, and that my face is out there on YouTube, clear obviously through your channel and whatnot, and we were actually talking about this, about how people that have YouTube channels and they claim that they're doing really good. I can I can't prove it, but I can almost guarantee you they're not. Chances are they're probably not doing as good as they claim.
Well, it
Okay.
goes back to what we were talking about, even mentioning paying designers and going through how much you pay out for expenses. Because there's people that make their business makes this amount and then they make this amount
Hmm.
because after fees, or maybe they hire people to help them, and all these things, like the business is doing well, but my take home is actually this. And
Right.
that's what people don't really talk about when it comes to
Right.
that part.
And I've always been pretty transparent. In my opinion, I mean, I've always, I do my monthly income report, and I share my struggles with you guys. Every month I talk about how my numbers have gone down, um, or if they go up. I celebrate that with you guys as well. But I think I've been pretty transparent. But it's just, here's the thing, like when people go on YouTube and they claim they're doing, oh, I made $70,000, in 1 week doing merch by Amazon. I don't know. Like, to me, if you're gonna make that bold claim, number one, you better have social proof, right? And number two, just, I mean, what are you trying to sell, basically, right? Because I always think that there's, at the end of the day, there's some upsell to it.
I guess with saying how much I make and this is how much, I mean, it could lead to a course and other
And,
stuff.
and, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just, like I said, I just think if you're gonna make claims like that, I mean, I want to see social proof. Like, show me that you made that much, right?
And going back what you were saying, how tedious, it's kind of like, so an example, they say, at least in the article, the couple at what Walmart found 32 packs sold like $5 each on clearance or something. They're clear $6.16 profit after fees and everything. So $6.16 profit on each item, and you're sending in all of them. But remember, you gotta like label them all and ship them all, and that's the tedious work that Yong is talking about. That
Hmm.
I think there's going to be tedious work for everything. I think in merch, I think it's the uploading part. People are just like, oh
I
man.
don't mind uploading. I just, for me with merch, and I talked about this, right? Like, um I don't enjoy designing for merch anymore. Right?
Mm,
It's not fun anymore for me, because initially the first couple of years it was fun because we were seeing some great results, right? Now it's just gotten so much harder. Like, if it's almost impossible to get traffic to your listing without running an AMS ad,
mm.
right? Because your design, regardless of how great it is, it's gonna get lost unless you just happen to be like in a niche that's just so weird that no one's even in it, right?
Well, someone will find it eventually.
Right. Yeah, of course. But yeah, I mean, so to me, and that's why I've been outsourcing all my design, because I don't enjoy it anymore. Like designing for merch has gotten tedious for me now,
Mm.
right? Like I don't mind designing for other stuff, right? uh, you know, designing stuff for my day job, things like that. I don't mind doing that, but for merch, I just rather not do it anymore.
Mm. Well, it makes sense. I mean, to you, that's the tedious part, and that's what I think everyone might have a different. Maybe some people do like labeling and stuff. Like if they just listen to music and relax and just label stuff, and then, I think for eBay, would you say the tedious part for you is like uploading or taking photos or inventory? Like some people just don't like to do the
I
inventory part.
eh, the eBay business, and I mentioned this 1,000 times. I just hate having stuff in the house,
Mm,
right? Like at my old place, when I was heavily involved in eBay. Oh my gosh! I mean, just moving all that inventory over to my new place, it was just a pain in the ass, right?
yeah,
So and you know how it is, right?
yeah.
I mean, you moved into your house, like I'm sure you had a crap load of inventory, right?
Yeah, and then even like my personal stuff, I still have stuff in my parents' house that I need to get out of there.
Yeah. So it's just, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
let me go back to the merch part. About
mhm,
what we were saying. Um, as far as like tedious work and all of that, I mean, for me, it's the uploading part more than design part. I like the design part, to just kind of sit there and work on stuff. Um, but we got totally off track because we're talking about the schedule. So go back to the schedule part. Monday through Friday and uploading, and then I was doing the research. So I got the Valentine's Day shirts in. Some of those had sold. And then now I'm just, I got to do the research again, but I got backtracked because I think 2 weeks ago I got behind because I ended up getting like more than 100 ideas. And then I was like, well, this might last me the next 2 weeks to really work on these. And then I saved them all. So now I have like 700 PNGs that I have to upload, but they're
mhm.
all variations because of, two hoodies in two different colors and then two shirts in two different colors. So now I gotta, hopefully I can finish all that this week and get them uploaded and then move on to St. Patrick's Day. I think I got some time work on that.
Okay, all right. But yeah,
So
no, I just I mean, I think the reason why people are so attracted to the whole merch by Amazon business model is the fact that there's no inventory, right?
mhm.
Some people say that it's easy, and it is in a way. Um, but I think people are just really attracted by the fact that you can make a significant amount of money with doing little work. But I'm here to say that's really not the case. Like you have to do the work. It's not manual labor. It's not hard, but you still have to put the time and effort into it, right? And this is what we talked about yesterday when we did the whole average Joe show, right? We talked about how you have to invest in a business, even though technically you can do merch by Amazon for free,
Mhm.
right? I'm going to assume that most people don't do their own designs, right? Why not treat it like a real business and invest in it like a real business, right? Instead of going on Fiverr and hiring these people who claim that they're designers and they're clearly not. Um, and I think if you can do that, if you can invest in it and get some high quality designs, I think you can definitely get a better result than someone who's doing it just to, um, you know, go in the cheap route.
Yeah. And I think I mean, in our case, we knew it was going to be totally different because we already had a design background. So it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of different, I guess, the way we would approach it and how we did approach it,
hmm
from our end.
it worked obviously for me for the first couple of years. I've seen some significant results. I've seen some really good numbers considering the amount of shirts that I had, but the game has completely changed. It's obviously not what it was 2 years ago, right? It's not what it was a year ago, right? It's completely changed. It's gotten more difficult, and I would say, look, if this is the first time that you're listening to this podcast, um, I would say this, and you just got into merch. Don't and you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, and you want to outsource. Don't be a cheap ass. Okay, look. e- The, this is what kills me. The people that claim that they have no money, they'll go out and blow $50 in one night at a bar, right? Seriously, right? Oh, I have no money. I can't afford to hire a designer. And then they'll go out this Friday night watch, and they'll probably spend 50, $75 just getting pissed drunk, right? I would say know your priorities, figure out, I mean, and just try it for like put some time and effort into your merch account and stop doing some of these stupid stuff, right? For like 2 months, and I bet you'll see some significant results.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping on my part, that I can see some results by putting in this work. But I'm also thinking about the numbers game more than anything, because things have changed. Um, but you'd really have to get a shirt that just has just been hitting nonstop, and like
Hmm.
it's really bringing in good money. It's almost like trending. You see that money coming in, but eventually it's gonna stop, or at least it's gonna start slowing down at some point. It's not gonna last forever. But in my head, I think, if especially being tiered up, and you can keep adding more designs, I think it just comes down to the numbers game. Because even if you're selling like 5% of them, but you have 20,000 lives, like, you're bound to see some good numbers in there, I would think, unless they're just totally
Yeah,
bad.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even care about being tiered up anymore. I just want to focus on really just putting up quality stuff. Like, people ask, "Oh, what tier are you on?" Who cares? Who cares? You just asking me that because you're trying to compete. I don't care, right? Okay. Oh, wow. You're okay. You're on the 12,000 tier. Well, that's great. Let's see how great your designs are then, right? I don't care. Like, I just want to focus on quality. Like, I don't care about what tier I'm on, or how many live designs that I have.
And for me, I'm like, I know a lot of these. I mean, these shirts aren't bad because they're typography based, but they're not just, I just like slap it on there and I'm done. I am working it
No,
to make sure it looks
sure,
good.
right. No, I'm,
But
I'm not saying I'm not here claiming that I'm Picasso, right? But I know the difference between a good a good font, a bad font, a well balanced design. So, the color schemes. I'm aware of all that.
But I guess, I mean, the quality part, I don't mind either. But we've also seen, like we've talked about before, there's been some crappy ones that have sold. So I think in between, it's just testing the market, period.
Mhm.
Just because it is high quality doesn't mean it's automatically going to sell. And if it's done half-assed, doesn't mean that it won't sell. It might, but there's no guarantee in either one. But if you're pushing stuff also with ads, that should help. But even then, it's not even like a guarantee.
But it's still
So,
no guarantee, even if you
so
run
it's
ads.
like, a lot of testing out and continually working at it and building it up. But once you do find something that is working for you, then you really have to go all in further. Even if it's like a niche that's working for you, a system that's working for you, a designer that's working for you. Now you really have to find out a way to like beef that up even more. It's not easy, just like everything else.
No, it's not. It's not. Absolutely, man. You definitely have to put time and effort into it. But uh, but yeah, man. No, I agree with you 1,000%. There is a mastermind that I'm attending. Um, what is it? A mastermind event that's next March. I can't mention where it's going to be at, or who's putting it on, or who's attending, because um, it's a private event. People are probably saying, "Well, why the hell did you bring it up?" Well, because I want to encourage you guys to do your own thing. Like, why don't you guys create your own mastermind, and you guys can create your own events, and um, have private events. But yeah, this is something that I'm definitely flying out of town for. Glenn, you were obviously invited, but being the fact that his big time now, he was interviewed by Time Magazine. He said he has no reason for him to go and hang out with us, little guys. That's what he said.
Here we go.
Um, but yeah, so that'll be here what in the next 3 weeks, I believe. Um, so that should be fun. But yeah, man, just we came into the show. We didn't really have a topic, and then we kind of got into um, talking about obviously the quality of the designs, and now we're talking about creating a mastermind group. And but yeah, man, I just look, get together with other people, create a small group. We can bounce ideas off each other. I chat with Matt, RJ, and all these other guys like on a regular basis, and we're always talking strategy. Find your own version of an RJ and Matt, and talk strategy with those guys, right? But Yeah, absolutely, man.
And this is kind of off topic too, but since we mentioned all the other platforms, YouTube also has, let's go back a little bit on why I'm going to bring this up. So early on, we talked about YouTube against Etsy, and I told Yong, I know I can make more money on YouTube than you will doing Etsy, and I'm still sticking to that, and I know that I can.
Did we talk about that?
We did, but we were talking about like having a bet, but I don't know if we ended up going through to actually put some money on the table. But because we went back and forth because you're like, why don't you do Etsy, man? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, because I don't care about Etsy. I'm doing YouTube and I know I could do more money doing that. And you're like, I'm not into YouTube and I don't want to do YouTube. And I'm like, all right, cool. I don't want to do Etsy. Anyway. But YouTube has their own thing. People are trying to figure out like the algorithm on like why certain videos do well, why some others don't. And to really push that to make money, and it is like random. Like they've changed so many different parts of it, and that's like another thing that I'm just trying to get deeper on the research part to figure out. And it's random. So I did like a Marshall's shoe video that had like 20,000 views, and now I'm trying to figure out why. And it's just like I have no clue. But I think going back to this, I'm going to try to figure that out. And I don't know how we can progress this, but if we get a bet going, we can try to get all the details in there. So how's Etsy going?
I don't even remember having that conversation.
Oh, now he doesn't remember.
I'm being completely honest. I can't remember what I did last week.
Sorry, uploading to Etsy.
Oh, I haven't touched my Etsy store in a couple of weeks now.
And here we go.
So, hey, calm your boner, okay?
All right, go ahead.
Calm your boner. But well, cool, man. Well, look, I don't know what else to talk about. We'll have a guest
apologize?
Apologize for what?
That why YouTube is better than Etsy.
You smoking that weed?
All right, go ahead. What are we gonna say? What are you gonna say? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say next week we'll have a guest. Kelly Roberts. She'll be on the show. She's gonna catch up with us and let us know how she's doing with her businesses. Obviously, she's the KDP
queen,
content journal queen. You know, she taught me everything that I know, and I don't know too much, man. Okay, I'll be honest with you.
I'm gonna ask her some merch questions. I want to really see what's going on in her merch world right now.
She's definitely doing merch. Yeah, absolutely. So she'll be on next week. But other than that, man, anything else, man?
Wait, she's not doing better than us, is she? On merch?
I'll be really surprised if she is.
I don't think we can have her as a guest. If that's the
case, yeah, no, she's not coming on the show.
Okay. No, I think everything else is good. I think we'll try to figure out. So after that, KDP. But you can let us know how you're doing in KDP too. I think for the next episode, and kind of see, we can talk some strategies with Kelly. I'm glad.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest with you. I haven't been doing merch much lately. I've been in this phase of just resizing all my merch designs into journal covers. That's what I've been doing for the past week or two. So I've just been focusing on that. Once I get all those resized, I'm just gonna have to spend the next week or two uploading them. But even that's easy. I mean, like I said, I have a system in place now, and it's just a tedious process.
Tedious process. That's the main topic for this episode.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. So cool, man. Well, we'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully, Glenn will be on time. He'll send me the link. There will be no technical issues. Um, Other than that, man, go to
Out and
go
get
to
it.
no, man, go to Trump's rally tonight and just go harass him or something.
Google's watching you when you're saying stuff like that. So, all
Look,
right.
this
We'll
is
see
your
ya.
channel.
All right. Go. All right. We'll see you guys next episode.